Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're talking about how to create a good habit. Yeah, cue the kale smoothie b-roll, making the bed b-roll. I'm kidding, but in a lot of ways, habits make up who we are. So a habit is defined as a behavior repeated enough times to become automatic. This can be things like brushing your teeth, at least I hope, checking the apartment door after you lock it, or cracking your knuckles. So I just finished the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. So the book explains how habits have the power to shape our entire lives. It can get you your dream body, your dream career, your dream savings account. Because most of people's big dreams like that take some kind of discipline. And I know, when we talk about great habits and consistency and discipline, a lot of people are like, oh, you're talking about those kinds of people. People like Alexa. Alexa is the type A goddess who wakes up at 5 a.m. consistently, even on the weekends, drinks kale smoothies, runs a 5K before 7 a.m., and owns 3 businesses. But the good news is that there's nothing super special about super disciplined people like Alexa. They don't have some kind of bottomless pit of energy and motivation and discipline that you just weren't born with. There is hope for your potato butt, I promise. Okay, my dog joined us. She also wants to learn about good habits. What habits do you want to form? She's camera shy. Anyway, so hopefully by the end of this video, you can get an understanding of how you can also be the type of person that wakes up at 5 a.m. or journals every day or whatever it is you want to stick with. And also, I'm all about practicality on this channel, so I'm going to share some tangible tips that are a little bit more concrete than believe in yourself motivation. Also guys, I make self-improvement content that empowers people to level up in a holistic sense. So productivity, motivation, finance, mental health, fitness, etc. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please subscribe for more content like this. So you might want to sit down for this. Are you sitting? Okay. It turns out creating a habit of putting hours a week into your side hustle or waking up at 6 a.m. to sprint on a treadmill, it's hard. And our brain in a lot of ways is wired to do the easiest thing, the path of least resistance. I know. How dare it? And a lot of times we want to just start a habit cold turkey. We want to be like, okay, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow's the day where everything is just going to magically change and I'm going to be the best version of me. Bam, bam, bam. Done. Did it happen? No, it didn't. If you want to create a habit of waking up at 6 a.m. and you've been snoozing your alarm till noon for the past 3 months, what makes you think that tomorrow's going to be different? Just because you said it was? You're just gonna change overnight with some pixie dust and pop up at 7 a.m. ready to go? No. So those kinds of efforts never work because it's the system that is flawed. You have to dig deeper and look at the system. What's causing you to snooze your alarm in the morning? Are you going to bed at 3 a.m.? Are you drinking tequila shots the night before? Are you restless at night? Maybe you need to invest in a better mattress. So simply put, when you want to start a habit and actually stick with it, you have to reevaluate how you approach it. And here's how to do it. So in the book, James Clear breaks down how to create a habit into 4 parts. Not in this specific order, but 1, make it attractive, 2, make it obvious, 3, make it easy, and 4, make it rewarding/satisfying. So let's start with making it attractive. We want to look at that Stairmaster and be like, okay, I see you. I'm not gonna use that. So the book explains the importance of who you surround yourself with. All of our earliest formed habits comes from imitating the people around us. If we celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa, or what kind of clothes we wear, or when we get married. I gotta go. In fact, one groundbreaking study tracked 12,000 people over the course of over 30 years and found that a person's chance for becoming obese increased by 57% if he or she had a friend who also became obese. And another study found that if a person in a relationship lost weight, the other person would also lose weight a third of the time. The book refers to it as this kind of invisible peer pressure that pulls us in their direction. So simply put, as someone once explained it to me before, if you're around 9 potheads all the time, just don't be surprised when you're the 10th pothead. So here's some homework. Here's some homework, class. Take some inventory. Look at the people around you, your friends, your family, your significant other. What about them inspires you? Are these people what you want to be like? How do they motivate you? So one of the most effective ways to make a good habit is to surround yourself with the people you want to emulate. So say you want to save more money. Maybe be around people who love saving and investing and budgeting instead of hanging around people all the time who drop $200 at a club and buy the latest Chanel bags. Surround yourself with people whose norm it is to save money, so you're the weird one if you're impulse buying things on Amazon. And that's so important to do because following a habit is automatically so much more attractive when everyone around us is doing it and we have this innate sense to belong. Am I oily? If I'm oily, don't come for me in the comments. That brings us to the second step, which is make it obvious. So your brain associates actions with a cue. A cue is simply a signal like ding 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 to the brain that like, hey, there might be a reward here. And on a side note, companies are smart. They know the psychology of cues and they exploit it. They plant little cues, aka triggers, all over the place to remind us to buy their products. Take Mr. Softy. Who knew Mr. Softy was actually evil? Every time I hear, you know, that tune, my mouth starts salivating and it takes every ounce in me to not run downstairs and get a chocolate soft serve on a cone with rainbow sprinkles and shove it down my throat. I digress. My point is, if companies know this and are doing it to us, why not understand the method and use it to benefit us? Take the control back from Mr. Softy. Take it back. One way to make a desired action obvious is to make your cue something you already do every day. So identify a habit that you already do and then stack a desired behavior on top of it. And go figure, this is called habit stacking. So for example, every time I hear the Mr. Softy ice cream truck jingle, I run downstairs and get ice cream. That's something we don't want to do. A helpful example of this is, every time I brush my teeth every day, I take my vitamins right after that. Right when I get into bed every night, I'll set my alarms for the next morning. And you can stack as many habits as you want to kind of get a chain reaction going. So, every time I get into bed, I'll set my alarms for the next morning, then I'll put down my phone and pick up my journal and reflect on my day. So this habit stacking method makes that new action you want to take obvious because you know exactly when and where to take it. And it's linked to something you already do every day. So the third step is to make the action easy. So like I said earlier, a lot of the things we want to be consistent with are actually pretty hard. So the trick is to not just do the easy things, it's to make the hard things as easy as possible. And our environments matter so much in how easy or hard it is to achieve our goals. A lot of times we'll make one choice over another simply just because of how easy and convenient it is in our environment. And research finds that we'll also eat something not because of what it is, but because of where it is. So if you walk into your office and there's a plate of cookies at the communal table, you're probably gonna pick up a cookie, even if you weren't desiring a cookie like seconds ago before you walked in. It's because it's really easy to grab the cookie. It's like right there and it's delicious. So like the cookies on the table, you can design your environment to facilitate what you want to happen. Just think of what you want to do and eliminate every point of friction in between you and doing that. AKA make it easy. So take fitness goals. Think about why you don't work out maybe as much as you want to. And maybe that's because you get home after a long day of work and you think, oh, I don't want to have to change into these workout clothes and then drive to the gym and I might hit traffic at this time. So maybe the solution is investing into a stationary bike. That way when you want to work out, you can just walk on over to your living room instead of jumping through obstacles just to get a workout in. And for finance goals, if you want to save money, maybe set up automatic transfers into your savings so you don't have to manually remember to move the money. There's an infinite number of ways to make your desired behaviors even just a little bit easier. I challenge you to think of a way to eliminate even just one layer of friction. And the last step you can take to create a good habit is to make it satisfying, aka rewarding. And this is the fun one. So our brain is constantly scanning situations for rewards and dopamine and things that make us feel good. So one way to use this to our benefit is to do something called temptation bundling. Bundling. I like that word. It's essentially linking something we need to do with something that we want to do, aka the reward. And you know the saying, neurons that fire together, wire together. It's true. The more we reward a behavior over and over and over again, we train our brain to get excited about the behavior, sometimes even when the reward is not even there. So, an example of temptation bundling. Every time you clean your apartment, something you need to do, you get to watch Netflix for an hour. Something you want to do, the reward. Or better yet, you only get to watch Netflix when your apartment is clean. Or you get to listen to your favorite podcast only when you are on the treadmill. But here is an important thing to note. Be careful about bundling activities together that work against your goals. For example, I'm really just calling myself out. Every time I edit a YouTube video, something I need to do, I order sushi, something I want to do. And I get excited about editing YouTube videos because I get to have my sushi at the same time.
Treat yourself.
Fragrances.
Treat yourself.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
But is that in direct contrast with my goal to not order Uber Eats? Yeah, perhaps. So yeah, don't be like me. Another example that you definitely don't want to do is if your goal is to save money, every time you pay off your $2,000 credit card debt, maybe don't buy yourself a Chanel bag. Think about it. So pick rewards that actually work with your goals so you're not working against yourself. So in summary, it boils down to how can you make your desired behaviors more attractive, more obvious, more easy, and more rewarding. Also, please remember, if you think you're just not a self-disciplined person, you never have been, it's just not who you are, you can't do that kind of thing, you can, and it's easier than you think. Everything I mentioned in this video are all practical things anyone can do. So hopefully you too can make these small, atomic changes and take more control of your life. You have no excuse now. So let me know in the comments what plans you change to make. What change you plan to make, and if you guys want a video on how to break a bad habit, also comment down below and maybe we'll get that in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is all I have for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see